Alright, so we're gonna do another replay. This is gonna be a bronze game. The player we're gonna be looking at is Lucian, uh, Uncle Ruckus.
Yep.
This is a new Lucian player. You want to switch over to AD carry now. You're mainly a top laner,
Yep.
which is gonna be it's challenging, but um, we'll take a look at this game and see if we can learn anything. We're gonna be focusing mainly on. You said you wanted to focus mainly on your laning phase and your positioning.
Yeah.
Um, so you're going up against a Tristana and a Vel'Koz,
Yep.
and your support is Thresh.
hmm
So how do you feel about that lane? Do you think that's a lane that
I felt pretty confident.
okay?
I don't know though. it didn't go out that way.
So you are stronger than Tristana in the laning phase. You're definitely stronger than her. You can definitely out trade her. Vel'Koz does so much damage though,
Yeah.
even in the laning phase. So it's really dependent upon your Thresh and whether or not he can land his hooks.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a big if, especially in bronze.
Yeah. I mean,
So
the the thresh was actually trying to teach me and stuff a little bit. We were
mhm,
actually first together, so
okay,
um, but I mean, I figured out my mistakes where wasn't poking enough or like
hmm
trading enough because I was so focused on my positioning because I need to work on my positioning.
yeah. So a lot of Lucian's laning phase is landing your Q through a minion to
Uh
hit
huh.
the enemy champion.
Okay.
So that's really the difference between like a good Lucian player and a bad Lucian player is if you can land your Q through a minion, hit either the support or the AD carry,
Okay.
and then once you poke them down enough times, then you can charge in with your E, and you can sort of land your whole combo, which will be E auto attack at the double shot, Q auto attack at the double shot, W auto attack at the double shot. So you
Uh
get
huh.
6 auto attacks off in a very short period of time, and very few AD carries can match that level of harass.
Yeah.
Because you can pretty much get off 6 auto attacks on the time that she can get 3 off of.
Okay.
So she's pushing into you.
Yeah. Which I made a mistake of just playing it passive.
Yeah.
I have a better laning phase than her.
Yeah, you have a better landing phase than her, and that was good. That was good. So you dodged the CC, and then you also landed a Q. So that was actually very well played. But you're right in that you don't want to be. If she's constantly pushing into you, it makes it very hard for you to go aggressive, especially when
Yeah.
Vel'Koz is constantly poking you.
Yeah. I was really bad at dodging his Qs that game.
So at the very least, you would like to keep the lane even, which basically
yeah.
means that anytime one of your minions dies, you want to kill one of their minions.
Oh, okay. That
Or
makes
pretty
sense.
much anytime she auto attacks, you should be auto attacking.
Okay.
So you see, she keeps auto attacking over and over again, and you're not auto attacking at all. So that
Yeah.
lane is going to push into you pretty much every time. So one thing to note right now is the Vel'Koz is almost out of mana.
Yeah.
So if he throws out 1 or 2 more Qs, I would start looking to get very aggressive
Okay.
because the Vel'Koz can no longer help his AD carry, can no longer provide any type of damage or CC.
Mhm.
So at this point, I think the Vel'Koz. Let's see, he's got 97 mana right now. So he's got enough for. He doesn't even have enough for his entire combo. He could land a Q and an E, and that's it, and he's out of mana. Or he could
Yeah.
land 2 Qs.
Okay. So pay attention really upon that too.
Yeah, so whenever you get a mage support you're going up against, they're always going to outdamage your support, typically, unless you've
Okay.
also got a mage support. The thing is though that if you can dodge enough of their skill shots, and you can just out sustain them because you have life steal because you go Doran's Blade and you've got the masteries and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you just out sustain, then they'll run out of mana. You'll still have full mana, and you'll be close to full health, and then you can engage on them.
Okay.
So that's another reason why you also want to be auto attacking relatively frequently, because every time you auto attack, you're going to gain health.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, so now he's got enough mana for one spell. So this is very smart by the Thresh to start going in right now.
Yeah.
So I would like you to E in and land your full combo. She'll probably rocket jump away. Yep. All right. He lands a good hook. So right there, I would have dashed to the side. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, I see it.
You would have dodged his CC. Double tap.
Yeah.
Q double tap. W, and when you hit your W, you get a movement speed boost. Double tap again, and he'd be below half health with no mana.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you haven't won the lane, but you're in such a fantastic position because the Tristana can no longer move forward.
Yeah.
If the Tristana moves forward, you kill her. So what you would do is you just hold the lane right here. So you would not. So you basically. Do you know what a freeze is?
Yeah, where you keep the lane at a certain position.
Yeah, and the way you do that is how I was talking about, where every time one of your minions dies, you kill one of their minions.
Mm-hmm.
So you freeze the lane right here. It's in a very good position for you.
Mm-hmm.
Tristana can't come forward. You and Thresh position forward of the minion wave.
Yeah.
So you zone her off from not only the CS, but also from experience.
Yeah.
And she can't do anything. So yeah, so instead you dash away. So you're playing too passive.
Oh yeah, I learned that game.
Yeah. That hurts. But at least he's out of mana now.
Yeah, but I decided to back off because
So yeah, you decide to back off. This is actually a relatively bad time for you to back off.
Yeah. Yeah, because then the Thresh tanks its own bunch of damage when they're in. I believe.
Yeah, because if she's smart, she's gonna push in. The Vel'Koz should have probably used, instead of using his Q, he should have used his W. To kind of knock down the minions a little bit more, and then she just last hits the minions, and then you lose this entire cannon wave of minions. So you back, and you grab double longsword and a pot. That's fine. The other option is you could have gone a second Doran's Blade if you felt like you wanted to be more aggressive and you needed more sustain. That's the other thing that a lot of people forget about is that Doran's Blade gives you sustain. So if you feel like you're getting poked a lot, grab a second Doran's Blade. You'll get a lot of extra life steal. Allows you to sustain a little bit more through the laning phase. Yeah, so he's getting crushed right now.
Yeah.
So there's really no reason why the Thresh even stands here. It's not like he's going to CS. He's not going to get anything. Now when you come back to lane, he's going to have to back.
Yeah.
And you know that the Vel'Koz is going to have to back too. So if he hadn't taken that damage, the Vel'Koz is forced to back. If the Tristana stays, you get to kill her. So you're forcing Tristana to pretty much back if she has to. So if she stays, you freeze the lane and you kill her. If she backs, then you hard push the lane and you get some tower damage and you cause her to lose a bunch of CS as well. But now, since he's backing, it's going to be a 1v1 and she can stay. Here's another interesting thing. Do you know how to last hit under tower?
Yeah, the two for regular, like two tower shots to a melee, and then one for a ranged minion,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah,
damage.
yeah. So for melee minions, if they're full health, two tower shots, one auto attack will kill them, and for ranged
Mm-hmm.
minions, one tower shot and two auto attacks will kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about when you're under tower. Um, yeah, it's. I think if I remember correctly, it's like one tower shot will do about like 2/3 of a caster minion's health,
Yeah.
and it will do a little bit less than half, like about 40% of a melee minion's health. So Thresh is actually sustaining up a pretty decent amount. Vel'Koz is out of mana, so I'd be looking to try and hard push this wave.
Okay.
Because if you can get this wave out of turret range, then you can start going aggressive on them. Your Nidalee is
Yeah,
still
Italy like never ganked for us.
that's really odd. Like Nidalee is one of the most dominant early game junglers. That's good. That was good last hitting. All right, he's out of mana.
Yeah.
He's out of mana. So he still hasn't backed, and she still hasn't backed. So actually, you guys have kill advantage because you've
Yeah,
got
that's
a
true.
you've got a two longsword advantage over her right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be looking to fight here to try and push your advantage. Like if she tries to come up for this cannon minion, I'd be in her grill. I'd be, using my E to jump forward, forcing her to rocket jump away. And then once the rocket jump is blown, her rocket jump is on a pretty long cooldown. I wonder. I don't know if this actually tells me how long it is. 22-second cooldown, as opposed to your relentless pursuit is 18 seconds, and it actually gets reduced every time you use your double shot. So your relentless pursuit will come up a lot faster. So you E into her, force her to rocket jump away. Then the next time your E is up, she won't have her rocket jump.
Okay.
So she got spotted by that ward right there. So they
Yeah.
know she's here, and they back off immediately. So that's something to look for when you're playing. If you see them just like they've been playing up this entire time, and then as soon as the Nidalee is in your general vicinity, they back off. That's a sure sign that that's warded.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then as soon as Nidalee backs away, they come back to lane. Yep, so 100% that was warded. You don't even need to watch the replay to tell that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're continuing to just let this lane push into you.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was my problem.
this is great if your jungler is actually ganking.
Yeah, but she wasn't.
But if your jungler is not ganking, there's no point in letting the wave just continuously push into you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that she's starting to get a CS advantage. She's already up 10 CS on you.
Yeah,
So
because she's been pushing so hard.
if you look at that, that's 250 gold almost. She's almost got a kill advantage on you just from the
Yeah.
CS. But hey, at least no first blood yet.
Yeah. Our team starts to throw later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of just goes down from there, and everyone starts flaming each other. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't say anything, but like everyone else like playing each other.
That was unlucky. That was almost max range.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have like I'm still. I know I've already said this. They have not left lane yet, and you
Yeah.
guys are playing so passive. Like
Yeah,
Vel'Koz
that's my
has
fault.
has no man. No, no. It's just like it's not necessarily all your fault. Like the support is responsible for setting the tone of the lane.
Uh
Like if you
huh.
have a Thresh support, he should be, you know, itching for a fight, especially if he sees there's no mana. But if your support is not being aggressive like that,
Mhm.
you can help by pinging the Vel'Koz and saying
Yeah.
mana or something like that, or no, saying no mana. So he realizes, oh my god, the Vel'Koz has got no mana, and he also has no escape. That's the other thing is Vel'Koz has no escape. So Tristana's got
Yeah.
her rocket jump. So I'd be going after the Vel'Koz right now. No mana, no escape. At the very least, you're going to burn his flash if you jump onto him right now. All right, that's good. Yeah, see how far back the Vel'Koz is playing?
Yeah.
Because he's got no
That's.
mana. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can't do anything. Yeah, so Tristana moved forward like that, and you guys just ran away.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to fear with this Tristana. She's got Dorn's Blade.
That's so true. I always don't. I never really actually like realize when to go in.
Uh huh.
So it's like the only times I like know when to go in is just like I not actually I don't really know when to go in. I just kind of like put my foot in the water a little, and if I get like crapped on, then I don't know. I know not to go in. Like
So yeah, this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and there's no definitive answer I can give you. But if you've got a level advantage, or an item advantage, or a health or mana advantage, that's usually a good time to go in.
okay,
So you have an item advantage. You don't have a level advantage. You're a little bit down, so that's kind of bad actually.
uh huh.
But you definitely
She
have
has
a
six.
mana advantage. So she just barely hit 6. And I'm not actually too worried about Tristana's ultimate. I mean, that's
Yeah,
mainly
that's true.
a disengage tool. Um, so yeah, there's not much to fear. The only thing you have to fear is the fizz being there.
Yeah,
But I mean, you guys are so close to your tower that
you
I
can't
would
really.
I wouldn't really be that worried. I mean, he could come through the lane and possibly do like a lane gank, but very few people do that
Yeah.
in bronze. So yeah, just playing a little bit too passive, which is actually the opposite of what most people do. Most people are just way too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for you, you definitely need to realize when you have an advantage and understand also that Tristana will outscale you.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to make something happen in the early game. If you're against the Tristana and you're playing Lucian, you have to win your laning phase.
Yeah. That's very true.
Because if she starts getting a lead, you will never catch up. She will outpush you. She will get towers faster than you. She has a longer range than you, and she'll outscale you.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta punish her in the early game. That's when she's the weakest.
Okay.
So yeah, here you don't know if the Vel'Koz is backed, but you know that he has no mana.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be doing as you said, test the waters, move forward, see what she does.
Okay.
Try to drop a ward in this brush. You drop a ward in this brush and you don't see the Vel'Koz, all in her.
All right.
force her to use her rocket jump, force her to use her flash, something
I
like
think we actually do that like real soon. I think like Thresh goes on her, and
that.
then
Yeah,
we just kill her and we burn both her suns or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, here's the part right here.
That's good. That's good.
If I had my ult, we would have gotten her. But
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out like why you're behind in experience so much.
because I
Of that
backed
one
off.
back, that one back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's unlucky. That was good. You burned both of her summoners. How? See how you react to this. Oh, I would
And then
stay.
he gets there.
I don't know what that was.
I don't either.
I would be. You need to like be hard pushing the wave here.
Okay. That makes sense.
So you get level 6. So you get level 6. You probably want to back soon. So I would clear this wave,
Yeah,
and I would
that's what I did.
and I would ult Vel'Koz.
Oh, I didn't ult him. I think.
Because Vel'Koz just got back to lane, so
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't want to leave. If you ult him, you'll tear through a ton of his health.
Mm-hmm.
You back, and by the time you come back to lane, your ultimate will almost be back up again.
That is very true.
So you don't lose anything by throwing out that ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah, so right here, he's so constricted in his movement, just freaking just ult him.
Okay.
Instead, he gets the ult on you. Oh, there comes the ult. But minions block most of it. Yeah, so you missed your opportunity a little bit. You let him have priority. So
Uh-huh.
he stepped forward, used his ult, and then you were reactive instead of being proactive.
Uh-huh. So be more proactive.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because you had the advantage, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
You should be backing here. You're
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you're wasting time. That's a lot of time you're wasting.
Yeah.
There you go. So that actually might hurt you, because if she hard pushes the wave, it'll reach tower before you get back to lane.
That's what does happen, and the tower gets taken. So.
Yep. So that delay really hurts you, because that'll be if she does get the tower. That's first tower, which is a ton of gold. Yep. So their Vel'Koz did the smart thing. He just starts pushing the wave as hard as he could, because they know that you backed. So let's see. He gets to the tower here, and it's 10:05.
And I think they get the tower here, or the next push takes the tower. I can't remember. Yeah, it's the next push.
Do you get there? Yep. If you had backed immediately, you would have been there exactly when the wave hit.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't have gotten any of that tower damage.
Okay.
This Vel'Koz is actually very good with his
Yeah,
Qs.
he is.
He's definitely, like, you can see, like, he knows to stop his Q because he can reactivate his Q to change how far it travels. And he's doing a good job with that.
Alright.
So yeah, so now if I'm in this situation, I'm like, I cannot let this push into tower.
Yeah.
I cannot let these waves push into tower. So I need to clear this. I need to clear these waves as fast as possible, even if I burn through all my mana. So unfortunately, Uncle Ruckus had to leave, but I didn't feel right just stopping and not reviewing the rest of the replay. So I'm going to review the rest of it, and hopefully he will get a chance to watch this video and possibly learn a little bit more, and hopefully anybody else who's watching this video learns a little bit from this as well. So So the wave pushes in. This is definitely not what we want. The Tristana could just take the tower now if she wanted to, but for some reason she's coming up this way, even though they've already got a ward there. She wants to put another ward down. Okay. We definitely need to look to push. Vel'Koz has almost burned through his mana yet again. I don't even think he has enough for his entire spell rotation right now. Yeah, just still very passive. Way too passive for our laning phase. Yep, walked right into that. So, yeah, walked right into the Vel'Koz ult. That's definitely something that you want to... So, the way that could have been avoided is you don't stand right next to each other when you approach a bush. So, right there. You guys are literally right next to each other. You're just asking for that to happen. Definitely could have dashed out of that. Definitely could have avoided that, flashed out of it. But yeah, now you guys are completely screwed. So that was actually a very good play by him. Tristana winds up getting the kill. You're actually okay to stay here because the Vel'Koz is out of mana. You just have to worry about... Actually, you don't have to worry about anything because the Fizz is mid lane, so... I would be very concerned about stepping too far forward. Another thing you can do in this situation is they're continuously just pushing non-stop. So you can actually request assistance with the request ping for your jungler. Because it's a really simple gank for Nidalee. I mean, she can either come down river, or she can actually just hop over this wall, which is even better, or she can circle around the dragon pit and relieve some of that pressure, because it doesn't seem like she has relieved pressure really the entire game. Your Thresh is too far off. This tower is dead. If you stay here, you risk dying right now. If she's smart. Yep, so you realize that, you back off. Okay, that's good. You realize that the tower was dead. You didn't risk yourself dying to try and save the tower, which was going to die no matter what. So that was smart. That's interesting. Alright, so we got a TP. You get the kill. Yeah, Dragon's a good call here. Because the Vel'Koz should be able to wave clear, at least a little bit. Alright, so you get Dragon. So what else can you do? You could go mid. It looks like this Azir is probably going to push. So you might be able to make something happen mid. Instead, you back off. Jackson Thresh go mid. It's probably a good call. Misses the flay, that's unfortunate. This is actually really inefficient. Like, Jax actually probably could have gone to top lane faster if he just backed and went out that way, and he would be full health as well. Going from Dragon Pit to top lane is actually a longer distance than going from base to top lane. Alright, so now Tristana, she's exactly where she wants to be. She's gotten the first tower, so she can push this wave in, and then she can rotate mid, and she can create a lot of pressure in mid lane. And you're forced to just stay here and clear the wave. There's no point in Thresh coming bot lane with you. They're not going to push up this far. He should be looking to roam mid lane, possibly relieve some pressure mid lane. Also, Thresh roaming will allow you to gain more experience and maybe catch up to the Tristana, who's level 8.5, and you just turned 8. So you're like half a level behind her. Yeah, there's no point for Thresh being here. And you guys are now going to lose mid tower. So this is how Tristana snowballs the game very easily. Alright, that's unfortunate. This is... Swain should not be coming bot. You guys can be... You guys are fine. He should be clearing this wave and trying to push. Yep, great job. Interrupted the ultimate with the flay. Forces the flash. I don't like that use of your ultimate. I would have probably E'd in to try and land your combo, so E, Q, W combo. And then end with your ultimate to try and finish off. That's only assuming that the Swain actually steps up and prevents the Fizz from just insta-killing you. Alright, so you guys are already 4k down. A lot of it is towers. Yeah, you guys are just playing so timid now. You played timid the entire game. The mid lane's pushing. Could make a play for mid lane. Yeah, again, you're backing off. You could be clearing this wave, being proactive. Your Nidalee's down here. She's in danger now. If the Azir and the Tristana turn on her, she's dead. Yep. So yeah, because you backed off like that, you're just like in no position to assist the Nidalee. You should be looking at moving forward, being aggressive. You still can win this against Tristana. She's only 1-1. Now your Nidalee's dead. Yep. And your Swain might be suiciding now too. He pops his ultimate way too soon. Yep, so he just basically suicides. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know why he's pinging you. That was just a really stupid play on his part. So you should be rotating mid, clear the wave mid. Instead you're backing. That's not a good call. As an AD carry, you should always be trying to get as much farm as possible. Now you're being kind of indecisive. Okay, so you finally make the rotation mid, so that's good. So you're just a little bit too slow with the rotations, just a little bit too passive. Like you're gonna make mistakes when you first start playing AD carry. You're gonna make mistakes, but the only way you're gonna know what's good and what's bad is to make those mistakes. It's much better to make a wrong decision when you're starting to learn than to make no decision at all. And right now you're making no decision. You're just playing so passive the entire time. So don't be afraid to jump in, test your strength, especially like in the early game when Lucian is very strong. That's the only way that you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to learn what your limits are. Because right now they've got you in a stranglehold. They're just going to suffocate you. Yeah, so team suiciding some more. If I was blue team, I'd be rotating top lane. I'd kill Jax, take top lane tower. There's nothing that you could do to stop it. Let's see if they make any... So, at this point in the game, you guys are very far behind. And if the blue team plays competently, there's no way that you will recover. So what you're relying on is the blue team to make mistakes. So let's see if blue team makes any mistakes that could have allowed you to come back into the game. Yep. So that was good. Like, even though you died, I am happy that you actually went for something there. Like, you played a little bit aggressive, you got caught, you got burned with that, but that's better than just letting them just, slowly choke you to death. I wish you had done that earlier in the game, and you would have had a much better result as a result of that. So now they're even further ahead. They are 5k gold ahead. Yeah, so Vel'Koz's made a good decision to go top lane. Now they've dropped top tower. So they've got complete control of the map now. They can take dragon if they want. They can invade your jungle if they want. And you guys are really just kind of playing catch up. So the way that you get back into games like these is you look for picks rather than them picking you. So that's going to rely on vision control. That's going to rely on pink wards. That's going to rely on sweeping out their vision. And you got 2 sweepers. I'd probably go to a blue trinket now. That'll serve you a lot better than a yellow trinket. The other disadvantage of your team is that you don't really have a true tank to really, be that person who checks the brush, right? If Thresh tries to walk in and, clear out vision or ward an area, they can blow him up pretty easily. Same with Jax. So you really got no one who can walk into a brush right now. I mean, Swain maybe eventually can do it. So yeah, they take dragon. That was a minor mistake by the Azir right there. But you had to back, so... Yeah, so that was a little bit unlucky. Okay, that actually was... Yeah, I'm shocked that they actually came out that far ahead of all of that. They drop an inhib at 22 minutes. It's a good back. You can't push up that far forward. Nidalee dies again. Alright, so you land. Thresh is landing hooks, but he's not able to do much. You're losing your bottom tower. Unlucky. Yep, walked way too forward, right into that Vel'Koz ult. They're just running you around right now. And you're going to start having super minions push into your base. And I don't think they're going to kill him. So yeah, this is complete tilt right here. You've got the Fizz taking your top tower. You're losing your Nexus towers. And your Thresh and your Swain are down here trying to get kills. Kills don't win games. Objectives do. And now they're probably going to both die. One of them dies. Yeah, so that should be the end of the game right there. My guess is right here they just pushing for the win. So this was a rough game. Not a completely unwinnable game, but it definitely was a rough game. So your Swain was useless. Your Nidalee was useless. Your Jax actually was doing really well. Like I actually did not expect him to do as well as he did against the Yorick. For you to possibly have carried this game and won this game, you needed to just completely dominate the lane phase. You just played way too passive. You allowed the Tristana to just farm up and push, which is exactly what she wants to do. That's what Tristana does best. She's a late game carry. She's great at pushing down towers. And if she gets that first tower, it becomes very hard to stop her snowballing. Because she'll take the first tower, and then she'll rotate and take the second tower, and then she'll rotate and take another tower. So you gotta be very aggressive with the Tristana in the early game if you want to shut her down. If you had shut down the Tristana, then you would have had the Jax, which would have been a winning lane, and you would have had your lane, which would have been a winning lane, which would have given you a shot to at least go even with the enemy team. It would have been a real question on how good the Azir and the Fizz could outplay you guys, because they got very, very fed. But it would have been a much closer match if you had been much more aggressive in your laning phase. So, as far as build is concerned, I mean, you're going the standard build. One thing that I would recommend is that if you get into a situation like this where you've got a Fizz who is AP, you've got an Azir who's AP, and you've got a Vel'Koz who's AP, who all are relatively fed. I mean, 6-1, 5-2, 3-0. You want to be picking up some magic resist, like a Hex Drinker or a Quicksilver Sash or something like that. But you really weren't able to do that because you didn't pressure the laning phase, you didn't get ahead, so you didn't have enough gold to really accelerate yourself into the mid game where Lucian shines. So hopefully that was useful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you like the content on the channel, please subscribe. This is Randomonium, signing off.